In this video, we're going to take a look at taking a pivot table and sorting and filtering the data that's in the table. So we have our Volcano Coffee Company sales table here, and we've got 4 months, product month, region, and revenue. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a pivot table, and that's on the Insert tab. So let's go up here to Insert and click on Pivot Table. And when we started out in the data, so we don't have to do anything to select it here. Excel will figure that out, and we're going to put it on a new worksheet. So let's click on OK. And now let's start off with a real simple one. Let's take product and revenue. We'll choose the accounting number format. We'll decrease the decimal places. Now, first of all, notice that this disappeared. If you click off of your pivot table, the tools over here on the right disappear. Let's click back on. But the other thing is we've got a blank row here, and there shouldn't be any blank rows. And so what I'm guessing is that, let's go back and find out. Let's go back over here, and let's see if we select the data. The bottom row should be row 74. Let's see if it's picking up an extra row there for some reason. So let's go and let's do Insert, and let's do Pivot Table again. And for some reason, it's going to row 75. So I'm going to back off of that and make it a 74. And let's click on OK. And now we've got a new pivot table sheet. I'm going to delete that first one here. And so we're good. OK, so I'm not sure why Excel did that. Usually it selects all of the correct data. It's possible there was a space or something down there, but it's kind of a good idea to double check on things like that so that you make sure you really are working with the data you want to be working with. So now let's click on product and let's click on revenue. And again, I'm going to have to do a little bit of formatting here, but that's okay. Click on it and 0 decimal places. And so now we've got Brazilian coffee and the sum of the revenue. And you can sort and filter in a pivot table. By default, it will sort on the text field over here. So we've got these in alphabetical order, B, F, and T. And obviously then these are not going to be sorted. If I want to sort on the numbers that are over here, I've got a couple of choices. I can just right click on any one of the numbers and tell it that I want to sort. And let's say I want the best one at the top. So I'll do largest to smallest, and it will sort for me. You can also go up to your data tools up here and just do an A to Z or a Z to A sort as well, just like you can with ordinary table data. Okay, now let's make this a little more interesting. Let's go over here and let's add month. And now we have months underneath. Month was clicked on second, so it goes underneath products over here, and it goes underneath each one of the products over here in my pivot table. And we've got the sum for each product up here at the top. And the last time we sorted, we put these in descending order based on the product revenue. So French coffee is up here at the top. And within that, these are sorted by month. And one thing that you should notice here is it does not sort those by alphabetically. Excel knows about months, and it knows about days of the week, and those are called custom lists in Excel. And if you ask it to do an A to Z sort on the months, it doesn't really do an alphabetical sort like might be implied. What it does is a chronological sort. So if I go here and let's see if I can do a sort, and we'll do a Z to A, and that'll put June and May and April. So they're in reverse chronological order. So it interprets that sorting text just a little bit differently if you're talking about sorting months or you're talking about sorting days. So let's right click on that and we'll do another sort again, and we'll put them from A to Z. Okay. Let's say that within each product here, what I want to do is I want to do a sort by month. So let's go over here and let's click on our revenue numbers, not a bold one, because it's got to be one that represents a month. If I click on a bold one, we'll be sorting on the product revenue, the bold numbers only. So I want to click on one of the, or right click on one of the numbers here that's not bold, tell it I want to do a sort, and I want to do largest to smallest. And now I have the best month at the top, and I have the worst month down at the bottom for each one of my products. Okay. So sorting is fairly easy to do. You pick the field you want to sort on, and you can just right click on it and choose sort. You can also just go to your data tab up here and do a sort as well. You can also do filtering. Right now under French coffee I've got a minus sign. If I click on the minus sign, it means things will go away, and I'm going to do that for all three of them here, and the minus sign gets replaced by a plus. So if you only want to see some of your data, you can do this. I'm going to get all of it back here again. Another thing you can do is you can click on the little button right here, and that's another way to do your sorting. It's also another way to do filtering. If I don't want to see, let's say I just want to see the Brazilian and the French, click on OK, and now it hides the other ones. And my grand total here is the total of what is visible. It's not the grand total of all of the data. And a little funnel appears up here letting you know that you've got some filter applied to this column. I'm going to go back up here and just do a select all and click on OK, and now I get all of my data back again. Now, one thing we haven't talked about is this filters box up here, and what I'm going to do is if I click on region, which I'm going to do here, click on the checkbox, it just gets added to the bottom here, and I get a longer list over here. But I want region to be in here. There's two ways to do it. I can just drag it up here after it's been put in the rows box, or I can just, instead of clicking on the first place, I can click it and drag it down here and drop it in the filters box. So I get a little filter up here, and by default it shows me all of the regions. And what I can do is I can select one of them and click on OK. So now I'm getting the revenue for the East region, and it tells you up here that what you're seeing is just the East region. I can also select multiple items here and do my filtering. So let's say I want not East, but I want North and South. And click on OK, and now I'm getting the numbers for the North and South regions combined. So you can filter the data. You can click on the plus and minus signs over here. You can go up to the little button on the right of the column heading, and you can choose sorting or filtering, and you can use this filters box over here to apply an overall filter that goes up here in row 1. So you have a lot of options as far as sorting and filtering are concerned with a pivot table.